everybody.
What's up?
Sorry, I was talking to my neighbor. I apologize. Hold on. Let's turn this up a little bit.
Here we go.
Hey,
Blink
so
182 out there.
so I gotta ask, what does you were just fixing an arm? What were you fixing? That's what you did.
We had some gnarly bicep tendonitis and posterior rotator cuff stuff. And so we were using a massage gun in an off position to get it to loosen up. So it would numb up and get the space. And in about 3 minutes, you could really see the tissue go from like not moving very much to like just super lax and easy.
I love that. Great. That's what you do. That's what you do for a living.
Fix arms. How's your arm?
Fixed my guy's arm the other day.
Yeah, your guy, Matthias.
Fixed my guy's arm the other day.
Yeah. So did you have hitting with him since?
I did. We actually had a good time hitting yesterday. He didn't necessarily like come back with like the aha moment, right? But he was just like, I feel like I know a lot more stuff to like work on. And I was like, awesome. Like, this is great. And so it was a lot easier for us to have certain conversations, like getting your foot down with what Slater teaches, right? Like get your foot down kind of guy. And sometimes when you are trying to drive the ball, you wait to put your foot down because you're trying to load up and stuff like that. So that was really positive for him to hear, because we had this connection with Andrew McCutcheon and Josh Harrison, right? Ryan Howard, right? And it's the idea of them all, like, they have the best follow through on a home run where it's wham, and like the whole body comes through, right? Like it's awesome, right? And I was like, you can't do that if your foot's not down, Chief. And he was like, you're right. Yeah. And I was like, you can't, because like you're too busy trying to balance. But once you get your foot down, you have all day to turn as much as you want, right? And so we got to talking into that conversation, and then we talked about timing, right? And like, not timing of like, when do I swing, but how do I time this turn, the turn of my backside, everything. We weren't on the hit tracks yesterday at the Rapsodo, but I wish we were. I wish we were, because he hit a couple balls that I was just like, can we get a read on that one? That ball was hit well. So one of the benefits about facing you, he talked about, was like, he talked about he'd never seen a slider at 81 before. He was like, that was wild. He was like, that's like that was the first thing that I asked him. I was like, what was it like facing John? And he goes, well, he throws hard. Like his breaking stuff, it's hard. It's very fast. I was like, yeah, that's pretty crazy when somebody throws hard breaking stuff, right? He was like, yeah, I'm used to seeing like, 84 to 86 fastballs, 77 mile-an-hour sliders, or that's top of the food chain to him. You know what I mean? Like anything above, like the first time I caught a breaking ball that was 80 miles an hour, like I felt it in my hands. I was like, holy, yeah, that's a good breaking ball, right?
Yeah.
So that's a different thing. So it's always good to assess yourself on the food chain. It's always good to understand where you are, because then where do you go from here? Where did you come from? Like he and I talked about, like, remember last year when I had to give you the underload axe bat for you to hit 85 in a front toss? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, now you can just hit the ball 90 with a wood bat. Like, so him getting his butt kicked by you is actually really positive.
Sorry, I was talking to Zach real quick.
Oh, you're fine. But him kind of getting his butt kicked by a guy better than him was like really positive, because now he's realizing, like, I didn't do a bad job facing that guy, but I definitely have a lot of work to do. Like things could have been worse. So it was like, this is good. This is good.
Yeah, it was. He's a good player, man. You've done a great job with him, and it's obvious that he has a good plan. I would say that he needs a lot more experience in the game. I would recommend about 1,000 more live at bats as soon as possible. About 1,000.
Yeah,
you know.
you can get that done actually relatively. You could like relatively get that done.
I'm telling you, you know, if we start training this game a lot better than we used to, we can really change how, you know, how whole this process has been. You know what I mean?
I mean, the best way to like understand who you are is in the game situation, right? Because that's when you're gonna fall to the level of however you've trained, whatever. Like the kid that I told you before, I was just looking for fastballs down the middle. Why? Well, you know, that's what I see in batting practice. And, you know, he could say the same thing about curveballs or cutters. Like, I know when the curveball's coming and the cutter's coming, and the guy's not throwing 80 miles an hour. Like, there's so many ways to unpack it where the ultimate way to get better at this game, pitcher, catcher, hitter, go.
Yeah.
Like, that's the ultimate way at the end of it. And I would like to know with the Trouts and the Bichettes and the Griffeys, I would like to know, like, did you guys do that? Like, how did you guys do the fielders, right? Like, how did you guys get them so good so fast, right? Was it like you knew that your son had the talent because he's your son, right? So it's just like, all right, the kid's got to be good. He's got to play ball, right? But I got to teach him how to hit off the pitcher. You know what I mean? Like, that's a different skill. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I love
there has to be something, though, because, like, you can see these guys that, like, I was thinking about it last night when I was at Advanced BP, and there's a lot of kids that haven't seen, like you said, like Matthias hasn't seen fast breaking balls, fast moving breaking balls, right? Things that move sharp, that dart, right? That kind of show something and then, you know, change direction. The shape of it is interesting. It's peculiar, right? And when you teach them how to do it and you give them the, you know, the number of reps in between where, like, their ability to process that information and go into that failure mode it's really tough for guys, right? It's very tough to face something that is moving better and faster than anything you've ever faced before. So, you know, I'm a big fan of what you've done with him, and I think he's going to be just fine, you know.
This is a shout out to any kid that's watching this, right? If you get your shit together in the classroom, you're going to play anywhere you want. You literally just have to get your shit together in the classroom. That doesn't mean you have to have a 4.0, but just get it above a 3, and you're going to play college baseball. And he's been kind of worried about that, right? Like, he's been like, well, I don't know if I'm good enough to play anywhere. I was like, what's your GPA? He's like, I have a 4.2. I was like, you're going to go wherever you want to go. It's just like, no scholarship or not. Like, that's going to be your thing. Like, you're going to play ball. And, like, once that happened, like, that kind of came out, like, he understands. I was like, do you play D1? That's a higher level. You got to work to be there. But you're going to be a college baseball player. Is it your version of it? I don't know. That's up to you and how you perform, right? But you're going to play at that level. So kind of what we talked about maybe a week ago, where it was like you're playing high school baseball for what? Just for fun? Then it's kind of like you should try to go to the next level, because then your development, you're not going to get much better than how good you want to get to your senior year, right? But if you want to get better than that, you will have a better chance of performing at a higher level because you have a plan. You got a plan. You know what I mean? So if you're going to play college, if you're going to play high school baseball and you have a plan to play college baseball, once, like, your 95 number that you tell guys, like, I think there's certain things, again, like, can you hit a guy that throws 90? You can. You're good enough to play college baseball. Like, that's right. One qualification, right? Like, but if guys don't know, they don't know.
Right. Right. If you don't understand how the game is being evaluated, like, then you don't understand what game is going on.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, if Texas and Oklahoma go to the SEC, I believe the SEC will succeed the NCAA and change the entire game. And they might as well be like a minor league affiliation, because you can pay players. So, like, they'll use their money.
Now the world's going to be so different.
Right. It's going to be the best. It's going to be the best college program in the country on every sport level, because, like, they have the media, they have the entire infrastructure to do it. They don't need to play anybody but themselves. So people only watch the matchups when they play each other, right? And then maybe a Penn State or you know, somebody from there. But, like, they only want to see. Auburn, Alabama. Let's go. Florida, Georgia. Let's go.
I'm trying to see Vandy and Ole Miss in the SEC final. Everybody is. Like, that's what people want to see. Mississippi State versus Vandy. Who wouldn't want to see that again right now?
Right, exactly. 100%.
You know, like,
and it was a great series. That's the whole point, you know?
I mean,
people want to see the best face the best. I'll watch the two best Olympic ping pong players for 5 minutes. I'll let you show me some stuff. Right?
I mean, that's some good action, though.
Right.
Those guys
But
are incredible.
Oh, I think that's the part that I think people miss inside of the game of baseball. Is like there are levels of things that happen, you know?
Yes. There are levels of things that, like, I want to know what's your thought process on, and we'll use this in the terms of, like, live at-bats, right? If you think 1,000 live at-bats is what this kid needs, right, that we're talking about, right? How many at-bats? Do you think it's 10,000 at-bats, like the age-old saying, like you need 10,000 at-bats to know how to hit, right?
It can't hurt.
Can't hurt, right? Can't fucking hurt.
Well, you know what? I feel like, hold on. My analytical brain just turned on. Let's just ask a couple questions here, right? Who's the greatest hitter of all time to you?
Tony Gwynn. Just gonna throw that one out there. It's debatable, but like he was really good when he played.
Oh, okay.
I think he hit like 900 off Greg Maddux. I'm just kidding, but like he raked.
Pete Rose had 14,000 at bats.
Wow.
Tony Gwynn had 9,200. I'm gonna go ahead and say Pete Rose is probably the best.
14,000, dude. What did Willie Mays have? He had like a 26-year career.
10,000.
Pete Rose. It's got to be Pete Rose.
Took the most shots.
True. That's going to be the guy that understands shooting the ball the most. He's taking the most shots.
Well, in this grand scheme of like when you look at the batting average and the OPS and all this stuff, right? Like these are numbers that make sense, right?
Yeah. And that doesn't count. Those are all the performance at bats, right?
Right.
How many at bats did he take to get to the first big league at bat? We don't know. I don't know.
Got to read the book again. I think
I had to get this cake out of my back. Sorry, dude. I had this like.
Oh, me too. I deadlifted for the first time in a long time, and I feel very old.
Yeah. You got to keep moving, dude. Katie the other day was introducing me to corners on the cycle bike. Right? She was like, "I do this shit on a bike." So I had a client who goes to True Fusion, right? You know, True Fusion, the A-Rod, J-Lo thing, right? Which, by the way, who knows how that works out now that they broke up, however that works out. But he was like, there was too much of, like, up and down on the bike. I couldn't move my feet and do the – like, it's pretty talented. Like, he's, like – I'm sure your wife does it, right? Or she's done a cycle class, right? Like, they do some incredible stuff in a cycle class. So I'm like, did you guys talk about this beforehand? Like, this is incredible.
Up and down. And
like, she was going, yeah, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm like, and you're moving your legs, like, at the same time? Like, that's incredible. Like, why are you doing this? You should be teaching people how to, like, dance and stuff like that. This is amazing.
This is bike dancing. It's the new one.
Dude, fight dancing. Oh, my God. So, quick add-on to kind of what we're talking about. How many at-bats does Mookie Betts have? What, like 2,000, maybe?
3,700.
3,700. Okay. Now, my dad told me this today, and I don't know if this is true, but he might be tied all time for the most 3 home run games already. Like 3 home runs in a game. I believe he's tied. That's what my dad said.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true. Now, I would argue, and I've always said, a home run is like the ultimate hit. There's only 4 types of hits. You can get a single, a double, a triple, and then a home run. Like, you touch every base and you score. Like, that's the best type of hit you can have, right? I don't know if Barry Bonds is the best hitter of all time. Pretty close. Dude's very close, right? But, like, Mookie Betts he's getting the best hit he can in a game. How many at-bats does Barry Bonds have?
9,800.
Dude, he's under 10,000. Son of a bitch.
Dude, but I mean, 10,000 makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
It does. Like he's right at 10,000. If he played another year, he gets 10,000.
That's weird.
You know what I mean?
That was a weird thing right there.
That's weird, right?
That's
you know, like,
super weird.
He has 765 home runs and 9,000 plus at bats, right? It's pretty incredible, right? So a guy that's constantly getting the result, right? Chasing the barrel, finding the bump. Like, I'm not saying home run hitters are the best ever, but I'm just saying that's like a result that like nobody would argue is a bad result, right? So a home run always plays for the most part, right? So if you're getting these results repeatedly, like maybe that guy's got the right mindset, you know, but also if you're Aaron Judge, it's easier for you to hit 3 home runs in a game because you're Who knows? I don't know. Just ideas, right? Who knows? 9,800 is funny though. He's one season away, man.
For sure. Yeah, the most recent Duco, yes, Johnny Gomes hits with our guy, and Johnny Gomes just like old school. Like, he said he was a lifer. Like, he goes, I just went wherever someone paid me to hit home runs. And he said he played in every baseball league, every professional high level that he could. He just for a couple of years, went all over the place. And, you know, one of the things he said that makes a lot of sense, he goes, when you're at bat, you're trying to change the score. And if you're not down with changing the score, then I don't want to be around you. And it's so true. Like, we're not teaching that. I don't hear that enough. Change the score. I think we're crushing the life.
Sorry about that. We're having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, I think it's on our side too. We're having
like skipping in and out. It's PG&E, man. All these dang fires.
I think we have reached a good pausing point. I know we're not as long as we normally go. I like. Oh, this is great.
All right. It was like an intermission. We weren't talking. Hey, I'm gonna leave us on a note of just like 10,000 hours. Find 10,000 hours, guys. That's how I'm gonna leave this.
Yeah.
Find it.
Find it. Yep, I agree. All right, my.
Hey, you have a great day. Go fix more arms.